Welcome to the third episode of the I Am Chair podcast.
Hello.
I am your host, Pine Jolt, and this episode is dedicated to me because it's episode 3.
That's pretty gay.
What did we subtitle this episode?
Podcast The Painful.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Pine Jolt. I'm joined today by Frost Blooper, also known as Enrique, and I Am Chair.
Look at that audio spike. Isn't it beautiful?
Absolutely beautiful. Say hello, Chair.
Oh, me. That's me. Right. I knew that. Hi, I'm here.
I can tell we're off to a great start already. Today we're going to start off with memes. Everyone's favorite subject.
I would like to start out by giving a shout out to @WillTrue on Instagram and Twitter. We don't have to belt him anymore for the thumbnails, so that's always a plus. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Actually, he was very quick on the second
Yeah,
one.
and he was
there
better
we go.
than the first
one.
one.
And it turned out beautifully.
Maybe
yeah.
just the looming threat of being belted works better than actually
That actually
belting
works
him.
quite well because we're talking about memes, and if you like memes, check out Will True.
Memes.
Yeah. We're going to talk about our memes of the month.
Oh, yes.
No, well,
oh, yes.
are we talking about the concept of memes of the month or our
We're
personal
talking
memes
about
of the
concept
month?
memes later.
Yeah, we're going to talk about
starting
that
with
later.
memes of
We're
the month.
starting off with our memes of the month.
It's more like meme of the week at this point because they just get stale so quickly.
We'll talk about that later, but we're saying, what
That's
do you
it.
think?
We're getting to all this later.
What do you think
Skipping
the
ahead.
biggest meme of this month is? Like, I don't care if you like it or not. What do you think, personally, was the meme that had the biggest impact?
Do you know the way?
Damn, Daniel.
Yeah, nice.
It was January of a year.
Yeah, well, it revived itself by being in the YouTube Rewind.
It was January of 2016. It's technically
How about we go to you, Pine?
back at it again with the white vans.
Oh, yeah. Let's not bring that meme back.
Damn, Daniel.
Let's not pull a rewind here.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I'd say, personally, that so far, because we record a week before our episodes go up, so by the time this is up, the memes are dead.
I blame Chair.
I don't blame anyone. I blame you.
Why? We have the workhorse, and then we have the promoter.
Yeah.
What do you do?
What are you? Oh, wait.
I'm the promoter. I am the promoter, technically. What are you? I don't know. You're the workhorse. I'm the promoter by
And the host.
technicality's sake.
Workhorse
And this is the host.
Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
I'm the host. I'm the charming personality. Obviously not, but you know what?
The
That's
lisp.
why I'm here.
It's the lisp.
I'm the lisp. I'm the adorable lisp.
I am speed.
My meme of the month, it would be a tie between Tide Pods and Do You Know the Way?
I feel like the Ugandan Knuckles thing had more impact than the garbage bleach meme.
Except the thing with Tide Pods is people actually ate them and started dying.
Yeah, but then again, this is the same month where
Was that a new meme?
It was like a borderline,
unaware that
borderline
it was a
January.
very
It like started
new
last
meme.
week of December. Sort of.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But then again, January is like kind of the same month where we learn to dab on the deceased.
Thanks a lot, Logan Paul, for teaching us all that valuable lesson. I'd have to say tie between the Tide Pod meme and the Do You Know the Way meme, and actually the Skedaddle Skedoodle meme. I know.
That thing kind of has remained like in like pseudo relevancy.
Yeah.
Like
I know PewDiePie said he hates it, but I don't care what he thinks. I think it's pretty
usually
funny.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, Enrique, we've chosen our memes of the month, so you got to choose something different now.
Yeah.
I chose Damn Daniel.
Oh, right.
You said
Doesn't-
January 2016
Okay.
is a month. It is January.
Okay,
You
are
never
y'all
said of what
viewers
year.
happy with that?
You
I don't
can't-
think they are, but they can't comment because they see this after it goes up.
They see this a week after we record it.
Yeah.
You'll never get me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll have been replaced.
Also, speaking of which, this goes up a week after we recorded the first one, right? So, it's our first video has been up for 6
weeks.
days now.
It's 7. It's like 100 views.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
been a
100
week.
views, and we got our first dislike. Can we get a clap? A clap and a
Let's-
half.
let's
No, a clap and a half
celebrate.
for that. That's a GT Live reference.
Why are we referencing game theory?
We're not referencing Game Theory. We're referencing GT Live, another great podcast. You should go check them out.
Isn't that like? You know, I'm not gonna ask. I'm not.
Yeah, don't ask anything.
No, you know what? Just get
So
out.
my meme of the month. Help me decide. Do you know the way Tide Pods or Skedaddle Skedoodle?
I think Logan Paul.
He wasn't even
I
a
think
meme. He
Skedaddle
was just a
Sked-
disappointment.
Skedaddle Skedoodle
Yeah,
was a
but
bit
that-
of an indie meme in terms of its appreciation.
Why is it like? Well, it's kind of like.
It wasn't really mainstream AAA meme.
But
Yeah.
it appears
You know.
like consistently. Yeah, fair enough.
It appears
It's definitely
consistently enough
around
to see it.
pertinently.
but not enough that that it got stale.
None of these memes are as funny as a damn Daniel, however.
Okay. I'm not sure which one I prefer between Tide Pods, because if we're talking about impact, people died for Tide Pods.
People died for Logan Paul too. They just didn't know it.
Well, actually, Tide Pods was a very impressive meme in terms of its general use. You know, people used it a lot. It wasn't just
You can kill
the same
yourself.
joke of I can eat a Tide Pod. No, it was the fact that you can eat a Tide Pod applied to
You can make
a
it- you can
large
make-
variety of jokes.
You can kill
Speaking
yourself.
of
Whereas
which,
do you know the way was always just you can
Yeah,
know the way.
but-
People
but
saying
that- it
do you
was-
know the way.
Except with the hybrid of skedaddle skedoodle and do you know what the way, where it's skadoo skaday, do you know the way?
Yeah, that
And
was
then
good.
the great music comes in and just completes it.
To be fair, at Tide Pods, you can make pizza out of Tide Pods and then kill yourself in style.
You've researched this, I guess, Enrique.
I've seen too many fursuits. Help.
For
Oh, I've seen that video. Oh.
I haven't, but I love
No,
furries.
there's like a picture of like a guy in a fursuit who's cooking like 2
Pizzas.
Tide Pod pizzas.
In a
And like I don't
fursuit.
even get the hype behind Tide Pods. I mean, Game Pods taste better and cost about $2 less.
We're gonna
So,
call this podcast the Tide. I mean,
no, it's the Gain. The vegan Gain podcast.
the Gain.
Gain Pods. It's like another
Gain
detergent
Pods
brand.
are like the other detergent ones. They have like a taste.
Oh, they don't call them
actually taste
pods
like
though. The Gain lasts
they're-
in your closet for weeks. Thing like that's because you don't wear it.
the Gain Pods.
No, that's the other ones. That's the like
Gain-
unsentables or
Gain-
whatever.
Oh,
it
those
is.
are the Unstoppables. Or
Yeah.
whatever they're
Gain
called.
Pods are like the other, like they're the ones right beside the Tide Pods. They cost less and they actually taste like something.
Except nobody ever buys them.
Today on the cast, we
Please
talked about
help me, I
cleaning
have issues.
detergents and
Did
their
you know
flavors.
that Walmart, at the end of all their snack aisles, has started putting Tide Pods?
I don't think that's true.
I don't think
It
that's
is.
true.
It's the one, like here. I went there the other day. They had Tide Pods
Oh,
at
would
both
you-
ends of the
Probably
snack aisles.
teenagers playing around.
Hey,
No, but
would-
it was like actually the entire thing. And some stores have started locking up individual cases of
No,
Tide Pods.
That's already a thing because they're accessible to children, the cases and everything.
True. True.
That's been a general thing for those specific stores.
Yeah, but more stores have started doing it now. And also,
No,
I've
'cause most of the stores don't care.
I've heard that Tide, I'm not sure if this is a rumor, but I saw a tweet from Tide saying that because of the danger, they're removing Tide Pods from the market starting February 1st.
No, that was a meme.
Really?
That was a meme.
That disappoints me.
Well, to be
It's not a
fair,
very funny
there was
meme.
there was like the one like fake tweet like after Fire Festival by Ja Rule who said it was a social experiment, and the one by McDonald's after the Szechuan sauce one where it's like you need to get it the true experience, inject it into yourself. So like there's been some pretty funny fake stuff circulated.
Yeah, I guess. I wish that was true, because then the impact of the Tide Pods would have been you just lost an entire component of your business. How do you feel?
What else does Tide do?
Well, it's not like Tide Pod is the only one. Like, you can make your own little plastic gelatin wraps. Like, you can make Tide Pods without the poison. You can buy Game Pods. You
Jell-O.
can buy off-brand pods. Like, it's just like
Yeah.
Tide isn't the only one. They're just the most popular brand. It's like if somebody said, "Oh, let's make Band-Aids the new meme," and it's like, yeah, Band-Aid is the name of the brand, right? Like, regardless.
Yeah.
But like, there are still other types of bandages and stuff that will be
Yeah.
used.
True.
Like, I mean, not everybody's willing to shell out $15 for a bucket of Tide Pods for a pizza. I mean, come on,
I don't think they consider that when they're thinking of the market.
like the market of
I
pizza.
think in general the
I
edibility
think every
factor
company
is
before
overlooked.
releasing something should consider the fact that,
That
it's
it
going to
could
get
be eaten.
memed.
It's gonna get eaten.
I was speaking of releasing meme stuff. Let's talk about Elon Musk's flamethrowers.
Oh, yes. Woo, baby.
$1
Okay.
million in a day.
No, 4 million.
God
He's
damn
done
it.
4 million.
How much have I?
It's
Okay, I feel like
he's
For
at-
those of
no,
you
he's
who-
at 7.5 million now. I just read it.
Really?
Lord.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Elon Musk, he's founder of SpaceX.
Those of you who
Tesla.
don't know out there
I know.
hiding in North
He
Korea.
made a company called The Boring Company.
hiding in North Korea. How would they even have the internet? Does Kim?
They have
Jong-un-
their own internet.
Does
Did
Kim
you know
Jong-un
about
wa-
that?
does
North
Kim Jo-
Korea has their own internet.
No, Kim Jong Un is technically the only one with our internet, like
Yeah.
the normal internet, and he probably watches us. Shout out to North Korea, sponsor us. Please give me money,
It's
Kim
not
Jong
how it
Un.
works. Okay,
But,
keep
Yes, it
going,
is.
host. Please keep going.
But Elon Musk, he founded a company called The Boring Company. So he sold hats, and they were boring hats. And then he was like, hey, what if we sold flamethrowers? So now,
I feel like he's ripping off Valve just a bit here by making money selling hats.
Just a little
No,
bit.
he made a deal. Oh, you hear of that clothing brand Nirvana? There's a band named after
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
All right.
I think the Elon Musk flamethrower scandal, well, not scandal.
It's not a
It's a
scandal.
thing of beauty because
It'll
it's basically memes used to be. Oh yeah, some people look at the internet, some people don't,
It used to be a
and memes are like
reference.
a part of one type of culture that isn't very mainstream. Now Elon Musk has realized, hey, you know how memes are funny? How about we do something that's actually a substantial real life event, and it's just a meme. And so he made a company, called it The Boring Company, sold hats, reached 50,000 hats sold, and was like, okay, if I reach that goal, flamethrowers.
And now he's selling flamethrowers, so he's selling boring flamethrowers.
One thing that
Boring
I'm
Company flamethrowers.
one thing. No, it's just boring flamethrowers officially.
No, they labeled
Like,
Boring Co. on
company
the
flamethrowers,
sides.
but like boring. It's just boring flamethrowers on the list.
It's amazing.
And one thing that I'd like to mention, like just point out, is that it'd be interesting to see how much of like ISIS or like how many bad.
How many terrorist groups are
How many
bad people?
terrorists have purchased these flamethrowers? Like,
Much stricter
But-
laws in Canada for owning them, though, which
Yeah,
is
but the
too
thing
bad
is,
for us.
think
too
about
bad
it.
for us. We can't
all
just
the terrorists buying flamethrowers. Think of the resistance they're gonna have from literally everyone else who now also owns a
Yeah, the
flamethrower.
entirety of America now owns boring flamethrowers.
Oh boy! Like, how are you gonna stop a school shooting? Well, the kids are just gonna pull out the new Christmas flamethrowers.
Yeah, Elon Musk actually said he was thinking about releasing child-sized
Kids
ones.
version.
No, yes, happy flamethrower in every Happy Meal.
It's great because he's tapped in. Imagine
can't-
just a
no
tiny one, like
no
a little,
kinder- no
like a
kinder-
little finger water gun. It's just a little
Like
flamethrower.
little throwaway ones. You can't reuse them.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
Kinder Surprise eggs, but you can have your own flamethrower in every Happy Meal.
Yeah. I think it's great because he realized the potential of the memers on the internet, and that's how he's tapped in with marketing. If you look at his Twitter,
Yeah, but
he
why would you
literally-
sell? Why would you sell flamethrowers? I mean, wouldn't you sell something more?
'Cause
easier to
flamethrowers are
produce?
funny.
Just sell bombs. I mean, they're just as funny.
Yeah, but those are harder to market.
And razor blades.
Yeah, you can't label boring company outside of a bomb.
Because
Bor-
as
the
soon as,
boring
it blows,
razor-
as soon as it blows up, the logo's gone. There's no, there's
I
no
want
chance there.
I want to have like a company called Dull sell razor blades and knives. So it's like dull knives, dull razor
Oh, you have a
blades.
whole aisle and it's just dull knives.
Yeah, perfect.
That'd be amazing.
You
'Cause
sell
then-
them in there like skates.
It's like a rival company
Dull
named.
skates.
It's like a rival company named Sharp, and then it's
And
like
then
like the dull knives are of a higher quality, so having a sharp knife is a bad thing.
yeah. And then there's the I feel like somebody would parody this. It's like edgy knives.
Yeah. But if you take a look at Elon Musk's Twitter, he's literally he's memeing it on purpose. Like he says things like,
He asked the Flat Earth Society if Mars is also flat.
yeah.
And the response was, unlike Earth, Mars has indeed been observed to be flat.
What?
That was the Flat Earth Society's official response.
But Elon Musk said that he on his Twitter, 1 second, I have a picture of it.
Why? This is a podcast. This is an auditory
No, no,
thing.
no, no. It's an auditory thing. I'm
hey,
going to read
look,
off his
like,
tweet.
We could, in theory,
I
put up a
could-
picture.
Yeah.
I could, in theory, be naked right now and nobody would notice.
Well, we would know and we'd tell everyone because that's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, well, we haven't.
All right.
Stop taking off your shirt.
We haven't told anyone though, so
1 second, let me find it.
I have problems,
now
Chair.
that our host is
I have
is
problems.
busy.
Otherwise,
Help.
I'll
You're,
be
you're
fine.
the one sitting on the fancy couch. Let's not get into that again.
Wasn't this couch found on the side of the road for free?
Look, this wall is just made of patchwork.
I'm pretty sure I paid for that wall. You know,
We have a
I
wall
pay- I
covered
pay for a
in
lot of walls.
guitar patch cables.
I pay for a lot of walls, right?
Okay. Elon Musk tweets, "The rumor that I'm secretly creating a zombie apocalypse to generate demand for flamethrowers is completely false."
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So, first of all, he's memeing it in that way. And then you've got
To be fair, I feel like people would sooner buy the zombies than the flamethrowers.
yeah.
Like,
The
how
Onion
about-
tweeted out, "Tesla debuts carless driver," where it's just a person floating in air.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk replies, "So hard to keep future product releases secret."
To be fair, at this point, it'll probably just be like a brick sitting on the ground.
Everything he says is just a joke.
It comes true though. Like,
It's beautiful
his
because he's an
flamethrowers.
extremely successful. Does he own PayPal?
Yeah.
He's an extremely successful businessman. He's made himself a meme, and it's just beautiful to see somebody, some real person, one of those 1% people,
Just become a meme.
conforming to the internet. It's lovely.
And it's great because he's got his following and we all love him.
It never would have happened 10 years back.
well,
No.
the Flat Earth Society does not love him.
Well, the Flat Earth Society doesn't love anyone, and
The
they
Church
also
of
believe.
Satan. The Church of Satan loves him though. he regularly converses
Well,
with the
it's
Church
hard
of
to fight
Satan.
the Flat Earth Society because they
He
have
ta-
members all around the globe.
Did you know that the Church of Satan regularly talks with Elon Musk? And
Church of what?
Satan.
Oh.
And also God's Twitter account.
So he's conversing with both the devil and God, and they're both trying to
No,
win him over
there's-
because they
there's-
want him
no,
in either
there-
heaven
They're
or
there's
hell
both
the chur-
ordering flamethrowers.
Now you see the,
to fight each other,
the
arming
chur-
the angels and demons.
the Church of Satan is like in the middle ground where they don't actually believe in anything. They just picked Satan because they thought it would be cool. Then there's the God Twitter account, which is ironically almost identical to the devil's Twitter account. So it's just the same, and Elon Musk talks with all of them regularly.
And it's beautiful.
I don't know where you'd find proof of that.
On Twitter.
On Twitter.
You can just see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
Oh, 'cause it's
Elon
not like
Musk actually
DMing.
recently just followed God. He followed Satan for a long time beforehand.
Was
He followed God
Was
as
it a
soon
follow
as
for follow sort of thing?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually was. Like, God followed him and asked about the flamethrowers, and then Elon Musk followed him back.
Speaking of God in heaven, let's talk about the concept of what a meme is.
What? See,
Nice
have you guys
transition
ever?
there.
Thank you.
Do you guys ever feel like the universe expands and everything gets away from each other because God just wants to get as far away from us as
Is that
possible?
an answer to the question about memes?
Yes.
I mean, memes are the main cause of that.
The universe only expands because God wants to get farther and farther away from us.
And because of our memes. I feel like there's a reset button on the side of the earth, and as soon as the first meme came out, God was like,
It
It's like
broke.
somebody really creepy, but he gives you Hot Wheels. Like, you're not gonna get him in trouble because you like the Hot Wheels, but you're just gonna try and get away because he's creepy.
yeah.
So, what, you mean we're the creepy person?
I'm speaking from a point of experience here, my dudes.
We can tell. No one else would ever make that analogy.
No. Why is it an analogy?
I mean,
I don't know.
what was the question
Or-
again?
like,
What's the concept of a meme? Because
Okay.
meme has gotten to be such a broad term and
it's just something. Memes official that is like
Yeah,
it's a form of
Enrique,
media
you
that
go.
becomes like mainstream or popular that is like spread as a reference. But at this point, like memes are only made in reference to the meme. So like stock photos aren't used. Like it isn't. Look at the stock photo. It's funny. It's this is a meme. Reference it as the meme. Like,
Yeah.
Before you had stuff like all your base or belong to me and stuff.
Yeah.
Which are like it's reference to the media.
I think
And only a niche group got it. But as memes have slowly gotten more mainstream, they also die out quicker since the more people using the joke, the more repetitive it gets.
the less
more
funny the
quickly
joke gets.
It just dies.
well, then
really
you get to
quickly.
what they've nicknamed normies. Because there can be some actual decent humor. Dry humor is very valuable. You know, you can measure the value of humor of how
Oh,
it
man,
works in
I
comedy
sure love
shows
dry
because that's a
humor.
literal value. You know,
Yeah.
they're comedians with net worths of multiple millions of dollars. You know,
And
you
then
can
you have
see the value of humor, and some comedians, you know, form their career off of dry humor. So it is a valuable type of humor. And
you just
when you
projecting
get to
your future
people bandwagoners, which they've nicknamed normies, who take these memes and just use them so stereotypically, that's what gets rid of the value
Even
in
like
them.
there's a SpongeBob episode, ironically, that perfectly summarizes it. Like SpongeBob rips his pants.
I remember
And
that.
All he like he.
There's
he
a
just
song
keep-
about it.
Yeah, but he just continues repeating the joke around the beach, even the people who never heard of it, to the point where he like ends up alone
and
on the
because-
side of the
yeah.
beach with all the other
Exactly.
jokes.
Yeah, and then
that's
he
all
does
they
a
are. They're all
concert and his pants
defined.
come off and he's in underwear and
That's when you stop.
Yeah.
That's when you stop the. That's when the analogy ends. But it's really
that's a
it kind of
decent
predicted
analogy,
meme
though,
culture.
actually. SpongeBob coming in handy.
Oh, by the
Yeah.
way, hey, SpongeBob has been like just like many other shows have been around so long that like, especially if you make these vague types of predictions, or like just like, but SpongeBob is actually ironically like full of metaphors and stuff that still apply today. But stuff like The Simpsons, like the
Yeah, there's some adult humor, and I very much appreciate
predictability-
that.
Like not now, but like. The only predictability that comes from The Simpsons are just like if you telling a fake stuff, right? It'll eventually come true. Like for example, Donald Trump becoming president. That wasn't a prediction from The Simpsons. Donald Trump ran as a third-party candidate. They thought it was a
Oh.
funny joke that he became president.
So yeah, they didn't start
They
it.
didn't predict it. They made a joke about it. And anyways, Lisa Simpson is dressed as Hillary Clinton. So either way, in some year, they would have gotten it correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like even the same year, they would have been hailed as predictors. And you know how Milhouse allegedly predicted a Nobel Prize winner?
Yep.
It was one prediction out of 64 that came true around 8 years after
One,
the
yeah.
episode aired.
No, like when they just fish for any prediction and then
Yeah.
they only
It's
credit
like
the one that was
the
right.
9/11 one was just coincidental art.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see how, like, reptilians, which ironically, the theory about reptilians is a missed metaphor, where the original author of the book about reptile people meant the reptilian people who ruled society as a metaphor to the Jewish. So it was just an anti-Semitic metaphor at its core.
You're gonna find one viewer that understands like everything you're talking about, and it's gonna be a beautiful day.
Yeah. That's
Because I understand, like,
No, I
99%.
understand, but you're gonna find somebody who actually knows on a personal level what exactly you're talking about.
Yeah.
that's going to be my other accounts.
It's just gonna be him complimenting himself.
Shout out to my 3 other accounts, Jose, Enrique, and Jorge.
That's how I fill the hole in my soul. I just copy and paste the full stuff.
Yeah. So the concept of a
I
meme.
have
What
problems.
exactly counts as a meme? Because you can have jokes that aren't memes.
At this point, it's
Well,
just
You could have memes that are jokes.
Personally,
at this point, it's just some kind of like form, something that people find funny, and they
The way I
they
think
cling
of it-
on to and squeeze it until it's dead.
The way I think of it's like, it's either a picture with words or a picture of words.
Yeah. Well, a picture of it's just something funny that people find.
I
Even
think-
a phrase, like something like a rhyme, like skedaddle, skedoodle, your dick is now a noodle. Like works like that because it's just a phrase and people continued adding to it and it's good.
Yeah.
Or like the monkey clipping, like or the
Yeah,
guy, the guy
the-
standing like that.
yeah,
There's tons of memes and like they're all just something funny that people squeeze the life out of. And on that point, behind the meme, I don't think he does. I think he genuinely likes memes and he wants to bring it to an audience.
I hope he
but-
does.
But the issue is he's like a guy who like.
And
but he-
welcome to Behind the Meme.
I've
I
never
think-
watched it,
I
but
think
I hate the
internet
idea of-
historian puts it perfectly because like he's like this guy, like a random guy with like Superman's powers, but he doesn't know it. He has like super strength. It's like memes are like this puppy he finds on the street, right? And it's like he goes to pet the puppy, but he crushes it, right? And that's how I feel like he is with memes. Like he likes the memes, he goes to appreciate it and like pet it, right? The meme.
See, this is the
And
kind
he
of thing
ends
that
up-
could turn into a meme, something
and
that
he
you could
accidentally-
see in so many
and
different
he
ways.
accidentally like just kills it, and that's what he's done with memes. And I don't like he sort of like, and the issue is like he entirely in like his last few months and stuff, he definitely became self-aware that he was
yeah.
sort of introducing memes to this audience that really didn't need to be introduced to them.
Yeah.
And kind of shortened the lifespan. Like before, like at the beginning, you could agree he just liked memes, but at the point where he got into his fights with Anthony Fantano, it just
When Pyro
there's
Cynical
no-
made the video on him,
it was too late.
He was already dead.
He was already dead. There was no point. It's like behind the meme must be stopped, and it's like
He's already
he
dead.
had his beef with Anthony Fantano and Emperor Lemon like months ago.
Yeah.
At that point, so
Like Pyro was a bit behind the curve there. Pyro, sponsor us. We want money.
Anthony Fantano, bring back your meme channel.
No,
We miss it.
well, we do miss it. Although PewDiePie, I have to say, the
in
meme
the
reviews, meme review,
Yeah, but Anthony Fantano didn't.
meme review.
This is why we're not getting sponsored.
I think meme, because everybody knows that no parents get what a meme is. Like,
No.
what is a meme?
It's
Like,
'cause meme
is
culture
not
has
a thing.
evolved.
Meme is just a word that exists out of necessity.
And I
There are
don't-
so many internet jokes, and we just needed a
A word
word
for them.
to
And,
apply to them.
eventually,
Can we
like,
talk about people who pronounce meme as meme?
Or meme.
or Pepe? No,
Mem.
mem.
I quite like mem. That's meme in French. Donk mems is dank memes in
Donk
French.
memes.
I'm not joking. I
Inhale
learned that from a
donk.
native French speaker. Donk mems.
Is it the one from upstairs?
Hee 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 ha 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 baguette.
Is it the French actor from upstairs?
We're not getting into that.
Context not applied.
What if
thank
the
you very
dark
much.
web had dank memes that were so
Oh,
dank?
the dankest.
They couldn't be anywhere else.
Well, the one that
Like
did-
even too dank for even 4chan.
I feel like-
it'd be taken down anywhere else. So they just created, and only dark web users would know about
to be
the
fair,
section of dank
Alex
memes.
Jones is sort of like this mega meme where like there's no way at this point that he thinks what he's doing is right. He's just like he did it. He probably did it like either like half seriously as a troll at the beginning, and he's just taking it like, what if Alex Jones, who is like this dark web mega meme with only conspiracy theories, like he spends 2 hours yelling at Amazon Alexa, calling it a communist. Like, what if he's just played us all for fools? Like, he is just the biggest genius, and he's made millions of dollars.
Who
off of-
is Alex?
Alex
He's the guy from
Infowars.
Infowars.
He's the guy who says that the water makes the frogs gay. What if he's just like this? What if he's this mega genius who has made millions of dollars?
He's like, you know what they put in the tap water? It's a gay bomb, baby.
It makes the water makes the frogs gay. But like the point is,
If you believe that, say in the comments.
he doesn't. He
please.
probably doesn't believe that. He's probably this mega genius who's like just played everybody for money,
faking a personality. It's,
and he
it's-
just keeps going because he doesn't know. Like he just doesn't know what to do anymore. Cause, like,
No, it starts out as part of who he is, and then eventually people like it, so he fakes a personality.
just
I
has-
also hate hypocrites.
at this point, I feel like he just has to do it.
You get it. I don't think many people will get that joke. I know that Enrique didn't.
You know what? The door's
Oh, but
there.
you were talking, so you missed it. Yeah.
The door's there. Only I'm allowed to make obscure references.
Hey, I've made
It was
references
a
so
grammatically obscure
obscure.
reference, my favorite.
Yes, but yeah, you don't know that I've cut your brakes yet.
You just
You
told
don't know
me.
that I've slashed your tires. You might make cruel jokes, but you don't know where your dog is.
But think about it though. The dark
Shane,
web
where-
could have
Chair,
an entire
Where
subsection
is
of
your
memes.
dog?
Upstairs, actually.
Yes, with the French actor.
If you did a lot of precise EQing to these mics, you could probably hear her skittering on the wood upstairs.
Probably.
I
But
can't even hear the skittering. You're probably just in the right place. Because I'm like under 2 here.
I can't hear it either, but mics pick up everything. Continue on, host.
I was yawning.
Yeah, we just he just fell asleep while we talked about dogs ending up in her pizza.
Lovely.
We
My
didn't get
favorite
to that
topping.
part of it, though.
No, my favorite topping.
Thinking of toppings on pizza, pineapple on pizza, really?
No,
I
no,
love
feel-
ham on pizza. I've never
I
liked
feel
the pineapple.
Hawaiian isn't that bad, but like what I can say is that like there's one common.
How can you say Hawaiian isn't that bad?
Yeah,
'cause they're
can you
worse. There's-
repeat
there's-
that?
It's
please?
pineapple on pizza. That's disgusting.
Who thought, hey, you know that tropical fruit that like falls on people's heads or something? Why don't
That-
we kind of put that
but
on like the most American
Did you
food
know that
imaginable?
it doesn't actually grow on trees? They come out of like
It
the
comes out of
ground.
a plant in the ground.
Yeah, it's like a
I
bush.
know, but everybody
They
thinks
grow-
they
they
grow
grow
on
sort
trees.
of like-
Appease
Including
to the
you.
masses. Everybody thinks they're coconuts.
No.
No. Durians are actually the proper like how everybody think pineapples grow. Durians do,
Yeah.
and they're like you cut it
Well, if
open.
you think you're so smart, then where do peanuts grow?
Your
right,
mom.
right in between your pants, Shay. Just look down.
You get two ironic answers.
I got your mom in between your legs.
spread and chair. We want to see if you actually have any.
No.
So what was I gonna say?
On our planet,
yeah,
Be in the
there's
driveway
one-
tomorrow and
there's-
you'll find out.
Oh lord. There's a like common enemy that like pineapple pizza haters and like and true believers can like agree on.
Excelsior.
Milk dipped in pizza. I mean not milk. No pizza. Oh boy, I sure love.
Milk lollipops.
No, it's
Ew.
oh no, it's pizza dipped in milk. It's disgusting.
Is
Why
that a
would-
thing?
Yes.
Do people put ketchup on pizza? I'm like, hey, you realize that's under the cheese,
Do
right?
you want to know what like the worst? No, like steaks. Like the worst way to eat a steak is like
to eat it.
Is like well.
You can
don't-
eat it medium rare, and if it's anything else, you politely ask them to leave.
No, well done. Like if it's like well done with like just covered in ketchup.
No.
That's how Donald
Medium
You're
rare.
talking about
That's
eggs
how-
or steak.
steak, and that's how Donald Trump does it. He has this like well done steak, like almost burnt, and reportedly he puts a bunch of ketchup on it and downs it with Diet Coke or Pepsi.
You gotta
That's
have.
when they're looking for something to put in the news when they start reporting what he eats.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, they only said he was about 229 pounds, so. Like with a diet of
That's not that bad.
We're
I
gonna
don't
talk
know how
about
tall
steak
he is,
now.
but, you know.
6'5". Allegedly, he's not.
Yeah, I don't think he's
6'5".
6'5".
The dog, they say he's 6'5". The White House says he's 6'5", but the White House says that him grabbing people by the pussy is fake. So it's
We're
kinda-
not going to comment on this.
We don't get involved in
social
We're not gonna get- no.
commentary.
We never ever get involved in problems in personal lives ever.
What
We
these
remain
are-
neutral on every subject.
How long did we just spend talking about Donald Trump? I mean, no
like, we
controversy
spent 2 minutes
here.
talking about a steak.
And yeah, because you were getting to the point of Donald Trump. I don't know why you're getting to the
Because
point of Donald Trump.
his choice, his taste in steak is
No!
absolutely disgusting. His steak
Why
is
is it-
Stop!
His steak is disgusting.
You can make it a meme, but I mean, you know.
Medium rare steak is the way to go.
Oh yeah, nice and bloody. Like
Yeah,
you have to
yeah.
let it soak a bit in.
No,
the
no, no, no.
juice.
That's rare. You got to go medium rare.
The
Yeah.
medium rare is not. Yeah.
Medium rare is the nice middle ground that you got the nice pink center with
Yeah.
the juices and the
Yeah.
outsides.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
The-
but like you still have to let it like soak, like you know,
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
it leaks juices anyways.
Yeah.
And if you put in like a plate with some aluminum foil, like you just let it soak.
Oh, that's nice.
It's like a steel string dreadnought guitar. You don't want to go all the way to a nylon string classical. You don't want to go all the way to a jumbo size concert.
And
you're just
nobody
going to
knows what you're
the
talking
in between. The metaphor I'm
Somebody
making
cut off
is
his
that you're
mic
going to
quickly.
the in between of it's just it's okay, but you're not specializing in one area.
No, you're specializing in medium rare.
You should
That-
get back
that's
to
enough.
your own mic,
That's enough.
Enrique.
That's enough.
I'm gonna have fun doing the audio EQing. I'm gonna have to make sure all this volume's correct.
Let's not. Let's just leave
Oh,
it. Just leave
I've
it
been
normal.
threatened with a water bottle. What's next? Please, what's next?
We've gone through memes. If you want to talk about memes more, let's go right ahead.
Let me read the plan that I made.
We made it together, and as host, I get it.
Quiet, let the
Let's
host
talk about
talk.
Viner invasion onto YouTube.
Be
And
gone, thought. Get back, thought.
they're fighting in the corner.
We're not fighting. What are you? Oh, okay. Never mind.
Enrique's taking off his belt, and I'm really scared because I'm within whipping distance.
We're both within whipping distance,
You're
and we're
both
stuck
within-
in a room. There's no door in sight.
You're both within whipping and neighing distance. Prepare to be dabbed on.
No, you're doing it wrong. If you want,
Hey, back.
no, I'll give it back. I'll give it back in a second. Stop.
Be gone, thought.
Oh my God, we're 3-year-olds.
Thought, be gone.
We just went through a section of give it back.
Okay. Let's talk about the Viner invasion and Instagram comedians with very large air quotation marks.
I can
I'm funny.
start.
Okay.
I think the Viner invasion on YouTube, so-called, I don't know your opinions yet. We actually haven't talked about this. We just said, that's a cool subject. We should probably not tell each other our opinions yet. I think it's not a bad thing. I quite enjoy seeing Vine compilations. Ow!
Enrique's
that's a
whipping
leather
him.
belt. How about no? I quite enjoy Vine compilations on YouTube because I never had
there's
Vine.
a
and
We're
so-
not talking about Vine compilations.
Viner invasion.
The Viner
Yeah, I know.
invasion.
There are
like
Viner
Logan
channels
Paul
too,
and
but
Jake, like that type of people.
like
the-
Amanda Cerny being like, "Hey, I have YouTube now."
like
no, and there's like all of the camera effect Viners that just jump into a box and then they use
But it
camera
isn't
effects to make
Vine
it seem like they
compilations
fit
that
in
are
the
the
box
issue.
or something
It's-
like that, or pull off
Yeah.
like 10 shirts.
Yeah, but
that
the-
sort of thing.
like-
But I don't mind it too bad. It is really a contrast from what YouTube's made for, though.
The thing is, they weren't funny when they had to fill up 6 seconds, and
They're
now
not
they're
funny-
not funny when they have to fill up 10 minutes. So really,
and most of the time they extend it to 20 minutes.
yeah,
So,
got to get that revenue, you know?
all right, I'm putting my belt back on.
We're safe for the time being. Ow! Ow! You lied to me.
Bamboozled bitch.
Oh my God, we're children. We're. I had a fight with my dad actually in the car the other day. We were at Wendy's and I'm like, I want a double. And he's like, you're getting a single cheeseburger. I want a double. And he's like, we're going to leave if you don't stop complaining. I'm like, Dad, I want a double.
See, this is why.
But I felt like I was
Chair.
5 again. It actually went
Chair.
down like that.
Chair.
It was so awesome.
Chair. You can have a double, but you'll always be single.
Oh!
I was sick for 2 days after from the single because it was way too much food.
And this is why we're all pathetic.
Joke's on you. I can eat a Dave's triple and a poutine.
A
We
what?
know.
I eat it on the toilet for maximum efficiency. We're talking about Wendy's. We're talking about Wendy's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but then you can't eat and poo on the toilet because it's like an airlock. You
I'll
got one side
I'll
open.
show you.
Both sides are open. It just
I'll
you know,
show you.
You got a tube running through
I'm showing you right after that podcast. You're going to the bathroom with me after this.
you. No thanks. Hey, how about you put the belt away?
From the topic of Viner invasion, let's talk about. So,
Oh, let's talk about being single.
no.
Why?
See,
Viner
the
Vision,
thing
we
is-
need your opinions, Enrique. You haven't given us any opinions.
I
Vine.
gave you an opinion. I told my opinion was that you weren't talking about Viners.
The thing is,
And what are
Vine.
you doing right now that's giving
Belting
an
you.
opinion?
My belt has a great opinion about your opinion, and that
We've seriously digressed in age in this episode.
podcast. Stop! We're gonna have to like.
I actually hit him. Oh no!
You've hit me twice now.
We're gonna have to like take away your belt before we enter this room for the
We're
next
just gonna have to
podcast.
take
I have
away
a second.
you.
I have 5 belts. You'll
We're
never.
gonna like tie you down before the beginning of every
I
episode.
can turn off your mic. The button's right beside me.
All right, you're being stopped.
It's like the clip of Senator what's his face, and he's like,
It's trees.
no off-topic questions, no off-topic questions because
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
want to.
He just
Why?
says
Because
that.
I don't want to. You
It's-
have been stopped.
It's treason then.
It's treason then. So Viner Invasion doesn't consist of Vine compilations. Those are fine on YouTube. Like, sure, if you want to watch 20 minutes of bullshit, go right ahead.
20 minutes of dirt plant.
Yeah. If you like looking at attractive people be unfunny, then that's for you. But
To be fair,
You know who
but-
likes looking at attractive people be unfunny? Other attractive people.
To be
Yeah.
fair, there are places to watch attractive people, like Phil Swift. May or not have photoshopped them.
Phil Swift.
Phil
Phil
Swift
Swift
is-
with flex tape here.
Phil Swift is a
Have you
god.
seen the new one? They just released one a couple days ago.
There's a
Flex
new one?
glue.
Yes!
Flex glue.
Flex glue holds on tight.
That's just
he
literally
make
the
the
exact
submarine?
same
I know.
sale pitch.
I know.
It's been the same one for all of them, Sam. It never got.
But this
new.
time it's in like a white paste and it holds bricks together or something, yeah.
That's amazing.
I'd say
That's true evolution of
Hey,
content.
by
there.
the way, a white.
And it works underwater like they all do.
Didn't they make the submarine?
They did make the Flex Seal submarine out of a 47. Nobody cares.
I'm getting the
It's
bottle.
an old truck.
Oh, Enrique has a glass bottle and he's threatening to break it.
That's not from 3 weeks ago or anything.
No.
It's from last week when I had money.
Oh, you're right. It was from last week.
It
Yeah, we
hasn't
used
been
all our
that
money
long.
then.
No. Okay. So we've determined Viner Invasion. Sure, it's annoying,
Defined.
but it's not.
We've defined the Viner invasion.
Well, yeah, we haven't really talked
Ultimately,
about it.
there's space on YouTube for them, I think.
I don't think there is. I don't think they deserve
I think
to have their
they,
subs.
They deserve more space than Jimmy Kimmel
Yeah.
and John Oliver.
Yeah. Well, what they need is Vine back. It's where they came from. Ultimately, they're hiding out here, but I think it'll come back in some form or another.
I think we'll get
Vine
our,
2 is coming.
I think we'll
They'll
get
go
our.
back.
I think we'll get our ads back.
But I hope they don't stay on YouTube. I hope they don't go back to Vine, but continuously stay on
Yeah.
YouTube at the
To
same
be fair,
time.
if they go back to Vine, their core audience will leave with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
So
right. They
they'll
could
be
feel
stu-
they've become YouTubers now.
Well,
And they could worry that their audience on YouTube is going to go away once they get back to Vine. You know, it's a bit of a gamble. Ultimately, I think in time, if the Vine 2 is coming out, then they will be gone eventually.
I hope so.
honestly, we just need them to do stupid things one by one so we can have content cops.
iDub, sponsor us.
YouTube, send us sheep merchandise, please.
I would
sheep.
love a sheep hoodie.
Oh, sheep.
You don't
merchandise.
chill that hard. You say that you like some. You shout them out in our podcast that is a million times smaller than he is, and then you just kind of stop.
Okay.
I think I could actually seriously hurt myself stabbing right into my heart.
Yeah, no shit.
You don't get the reference?
No.
It's like when he tries to stab the
Then,
bucket.
yeah, stab
Oh,
the bucket.
yeah.
I'm gonna give you lots of damage.
That's a
Oh,
lot of
right.
damage to Shay's ego.
I was still thinking about iDubs. I wasn't transitioning over to JonTron.
Is JonTron sponsor us?
Yeah. we want
Enrique,
money.
tracks were train here.
Ha!
What? I don't get it.
Tracks were trained here.
God damn it.
We're no better than Instagram comedians, which happens to be our next topic.
Hey, Instagram models are at least good. They at least look fine.
I don't have Instagram. I have no idea.
yeah.
If the Instagram models at least look fine, not to watch 20 minutes.
I
of
got it
somebody,
once just to learn what FBI memes are.
Those are great memes, by the way.
I know the government's only been shut down for 2 days, but I miss you already, Mr. FBI man.
FBI man. Why did you keep Instagram?
But I got it
We
like
could
a
make a
couple
group
days
chat
ago.
between
beside
I got it a
my-
while ago and I got rid of it.
God damn it, Sam. This is why and you.
My name is Pine.
No, it's here's his address. Here's our current location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the word for that?
Doxing.
Doxing, yeah.
I'll dox myself.
You
I'll-
would too.
I
That's
would.
self-promotion, doxing yourself.
I'd dox myself. I'll dox Chair because it's my location currently, and that's it.
Yeah. So Instagram comedians are terrible.
Instagram comedians are bad because they're not fun to look at.
I
And
can't
that's
say.
the only, like,
I know. Wait, what?
they're not- no, like Instagram comedians are just not funny. Like Like they're basically the same as Instagram models, but without the looks. So it's just.
I can't say I know exactly what Instagram comedians are.
Instagram comedians.
How about host?
But they're
You
like-
give us the
they're-
rundown here.
Okay, an
they're
Instagram
like
comedian
Viners, but
is like
on Instagram.
Viners, but longer clips and
on
more
Instagram.
unfunny.
To be
So
fair,
they
like
just do the same
to
stuff.
be fair, like the first wave, like Tana Mongoloid, wasn't that bad because the production quality's there, and I'm not gonna go further into detail because demonetization is near.
Yeah. See, the thing is, you've got on Instagram, it's just getting bad. You've got the 3 subsections of Instagram. You've got the memers, you've got the models, and you've got the comedians. That's about
well,
it.
and just the casual users.
And
It
then
is
you
a
ha- then you
social
have the,
media.
then-
You can
then you
use
have-
No, but
like
the thing is-
Facebook in theory.
Then you have the pretentious middle schoolers displaying their significant other around the place and then deleting everything
Yeah.
once they break up.
That bothers me when I see it. They're like, "Oh, thanks for such an awesome first date," and I'm like, "Why are you letting the world know?"
No,
Yeah.
and then it's like
Apparently,
no,
the more you post about your relationship online, the more insecure you are about it.
Yeah,
That people who
exactly,
don't
looking for
post-
the approval of your
you,
friends and your
you can't be insecure about your relationship if you never have one.
I like your thinking.
That is a failsafe. That is a failsafe.
Fail safe that you haven't used.
No.
I'm the only lonely one here. Please hit me up.
We have each other.
We're all
Not
in
really.
this
We just
together.
undermine each other. But it's fun.
Hit me up.
But no, I think everyone who uses Instagram falls under those 3 categories.
Yeah,
Either
but-
the memer, the casual memer, there's the hardcore memer, but they all fall under memer.
Yeah.
You've got the memer, the modelers, and the comedians.
You know what?
No, there's like
You're
4. There's like
kind
the
of
rest.
right.
No, because everyone falls under those categories.
Okay, no. I'm
Arguably,
like in
everybody
between-
will fit under one of those.
Damn it! I'm a living meme, so I guess I fall under.
Even if
memers.
people casually post picture of themselves, you could argue they're modeler.
Exactly.
That sort of thing.
So I'm gonna show you.
People who just casually do joking things argue that they're a memer. What was the third one?
You've got the memer, the models, and the comedians.
Oh,
comedians?
I'll show you something that just to prove you wrong about memers.
I didn't say anything about memers.
No, because like memers and like
We've said. Yeah.
look
Okay.
at this is no model.
We have a
this is
photo here.
Yeah, this
What
is
is that?
that's my face on a
Oh,
roller
that
coaster.
is you.
Yeah, that's no modeling.
Wow.
But that's a meme.
Yeah, but god damn it! Yeah, 'cause look, none of these are actual modeling. Like they're
But
mostly
they
in the
fit under meme because it's
Because
you.
it's you. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
Damn.
Picture of you in it, meme.
Yeah. So we're getting to the end of our list here. Let's come back to Instagram comedians in a bit if we find there's more content there.
They
Yeah,
need
sure.
content cops, not
Yeah.
content.
They
Well,
need
I'd
content-
like to sit down and actually get Enrique's opinions on things.
Yeah.
I just don't like them. Like they're like, yeah, they belong on the website, but like they're just not my cup of tea.
Well, it's like looking at.
Stay on Instagram where I don't have to hear you speak and I only have to look at you for a few seconds.
Well, no, with the Instagram comedians, it's like Vine is what they're trying to do, but they're trying to be like the other side of the market. They're trying to do the same thing, but be a rivaling company. They are the Viners, but they're doing it a bit differently to make differentiation
feel like we
visible.
should just-
It's like PlayStation and Xbox, PlayStation knows what it's doing, and Xbox is just there trying to follow, but it knows it won't be as good.
But
And that's going to spark controversy beyond all else.
Hey,
Did you
which
know
one
that,
has many more sales?
Did you know that
to be
PlayStation
fair, we can't play Cuphead on PlayStation.
Did
so,
you know that the
not
PlayStation was
not
almost-
everybody wins.
the PlayStation was almost branded the Nintendo PlayStation because it was a
I
collaboration.
blame Miyamoto for like the PlayStation not being Nintendo.
It was a collaboration
no.
between Sony and Nintendo, and
Miyamoto-
Nintendo scrapped it, and Sony's
No.
like, "Hey, we can do
No,
this."
Sony and Philips quit on the project because Shigeru Miyamoto was just so like partly because Miyamoto was just so horribly hard to work with.
Yeah.
So basically, Miyamoto, you denied us everything.
You know what a lot of people-
and the Xbox only came up really because of the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you know what a lot of
we
people
would
don't
have
realize?
Cuphead. We would have Cuphead on a Nintendo console. I'm sad.
A lot of people don't realize in the history of that. That'd be a beautiful thing, Cuphead on
Think about
a
it.
Nintendo
if,
Switch.
If the PlayStation was a
Microsoft
Nintendo
can't
thing,
swallow their pride to put it on anything else. So
Yeah.
you're stuck attaching your DualShock controller to a computer.
I think the PlayStation is a good thing, it being a very conventional console. And if Nintendo owned it, it would become very unconventional. And as much as that's a good thing, I wouldn't want PlayStation to be that.
No,
Because I rely on it to be a bit of a conventional
It would be
console.
the same conventional
It
console.
would be the same thing.
But it would be like it'd be two, instead of PlayStation being its own separate rival thing,
It would be
just
owned
share
by
the
Nintendo.
properties by Nintendo.
Yeah.
So like stuff like Crash Bandicoot, like yes, well, like
Oh.
it's still like it's a
Then you
separate
could do
thing. It's just
games.
helped develop by Nintendo, so it's
And
cross-platform
then
and,
you have
everything.
more things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like instead of like let's say Skyrim staying away from Nintendo all those years, like right there, right on the bat on a technically Nintendo console, maybe on both.
And
stuff.
then think about it. If Nintendo technically owned the PlayStation, would Xbox have ever cropped up to try and fight it? Because now they're not just fighting Sony, they're fighting Nintendo,
And
which is
then-
now the biggest gaming thing on
I
the market.
think there's a really important piece of console history that nobody really knows about.
The-
And it's that it wasn't always PlayStation and Xbox. The PlayStation 1 came around, or just the original PlayStation.
Sega only had-
PlayStation, the first one came around, there was not an Xbox competitor. There was an N64 a bit earlier than that. The Xbox competitor, the first Xbox, was released alongside or a bit after the PlayStation 2. The Xbox 360 was released a bit, or quite a bit, a significant amount before the PlayStation 3, which is why they had a bit of a struggle to get up to spec in terms of specs with the PlayStation 3, because the PlayStation, or the Xbox, the original, was released with the 2. There was never a PlayStation 1 Xbox competitor except for the original, arguably. And then the 360 was actually almost a bit of a PlayStation 2 rival, but the 360 has since been really boosted and overhauled to try and compete with the 3, and it's done a surprising job of that.
What I like to think that if Nintendo didn't end up scrapping the project, if they kept it, if the
Sony
PlayStation,
technically broke the contract.
I know, but if Nintendo kept the PlayStation, it would have been curious, because I don't think the competitors would have been Xbox and PlayStation. I think it
Nintendo would just have a monopoly.
No, I think it'd be between Nintendo and Sega. It's
No,
possible.
because Sega failed around that time magnificently with the Dreamcast and the PlayStation. Well, they were already losing to the N64 and like next the GameCube.
Yeah.
They were already losing that and it was already flop. And then the PlayStation just came and kind of spat in the grave.
Yeah.
Well, who owns the rights to Sega now?
Technically, they're no longer anything. They're just a third-party publisher, so they still own their mascot.
They still own.
They've
okay.
just downgraded. So basically, they'd be another Nintendo.
Because Sonic is Sega.
Yeah. And
mean, a lot of
they
people-
still don't know what to do with Sonic.
But well,
The fans
clearly
know more what to
Nintendo
do.
has gotten some rights to it because
They've done
No,
the Mario
that-
Sonic.
yeah, there's been
crossovers.
lots of crossovers.
Yeah, but the rights and everything only apply to that series. It's like Nintendo can still develop Mario and Sonic at the Olympics without Sega's permission, but it's relegated
Yeah,
to
it's
that.
the game I've played, the Olympic Games with Mario and Sonic.
I think it'd be
Why not?
interesting if Nintendo did hold a monopoly over the gaming market to see what direction it would have taken. I don't think we'd have by far as many first-person shooters.
We wouldn't have online.
You
no,
mean if they had more competitors?
No, if they were the monopoly over everything.
I
if they
feel
had-
like
Oh, if they had control.
Yeah.
No, but Sony would still have enough control to let that era become prevalent, and it would have been. I feel like EA, since like Nintendo and EA usually have a like not a very good relationship. I feel like EA would have never really come to prominence.
We realize how much power.
Like instead of getting DICE and EA the license to Star Wars, wouldn't it been like in this like universe, like it'd be easier since EA has like Xbox, PlayStation, PC. Wouldn't it be easier to just give it to Nintendo, the monopoly on it, and then like it would have been way easier because like Nintendo strikes a deal with Valve later, and it's Steam and Nintendo, and that's all you have.
It would definitely be. Well, yeah, no,
It
it'd
could
be
be good or
just
bad
the
'cause
console. It'd be a
Nintendo-
different game market, definitely.
Well, I believe the trends would have still stayed the same. I feel
But
Some
I
of them.
think
some mistakes could have definitely been avoided, like
Yeah.
paying for online. That would have never happened because Nintendo is just not like that. They did that 10 years after their competitors did. And since now they have no competitors, and
They don't have to.
Microsoft was the one that originally introduced paid online. Sony followed suit, and then 10 years later, Nintendo followed suit. So if like Microsoft never did it originally, Sony would have never done it. Nintendo never does it.
Well, somebody would have the idea at some point. Ultimately, they're
Yeah,
always
but
thinking of
that
ways
would've
to
been
make money.
That would have been phased out way later. Because
Yeah.
like Nintendo, nobody would have done it. People would have stopped buying from there.
Yeah.
'cause-
Did you know that technically Nintendo has been around since 1889 when they were a company that made playing cards?
Yeah, now
Oh,
they're
wow.
going. Now they're making playing card board.
Yeah.
$70 card. To be fair, the main theory that I like to believe about the Nintendo Labo is that they're just old unsold Wii U boxes.
You know that Lego started off as a carpenter's shop. Just people making wood toys. Eventually blocks, because why not?
That's incredible. Well, we're kind of running out of things to say, although we are on our last topic, commentary channels. And as a podcast,
We're basically a lower
This one
budget
was a bit of a
commentary channel.
controversial. Should we do this topic? Because,
We're basically a lower quality commentary channel.
I mean, I hate hypocrites and I hate commentary channels and I hate irony.
Could you? You know what? I feel like.
Why don't we pile up that grammatical nuance here?
I think the jokes that you've made get you one spot outside of the podcast.
Wow, one spot free.
You're replaced.
By?
Your mom.
My other account.
You have to place with my dad and then you can keep using the studio.
Comrade Sergey. Comrade Sergey.
We've codenamed him as a communist.
Yeah. So, of course, Comrade Sergey, very nice guy.
Very nice. 5 very nice out of 5 very nice.
5 very nice out of very nice.
Commentary channels, Pine, go.
Okay, commentary channels. Leafy and Kavos equal gay.
Oh boy.
We do have that written down. We have that written down.
We also have.
Enrique wrote that down.
Oh yeah, I also have Elon Musk flamethrowers labeled as ISIS. So.
Oh, yeah. That
We've
was
already
your main
covered that.
selling
We don't.
point there.
It isn't exactly accurate, so I don't think you should read that. You should use it as a guideline for what we're talking about. But unless there's a pre-planned joke that Pine doesn't approve of in there, then I don't think you should read it off.
Hit us with an opinion, Enrique. Commentary channels.
We're a worse commentary channel. We're like
not
worse
an
than the
opinion
average.
on us. We don't commentate
I feel
on
like
us.
if I say something bad about commentary channels and how
It's
they
going to come back to haunt us.
they talk about everything too long, yet look at how much time we run for. They take like topics and stuff and they flip flop between topics, and it's most of the reason, like most of the issue of commentary channels, they ramble forever, and like they don't stick to a topic, and yet we do that.
Would you include vloggers?
No.
Vloggers,
occasionally-
vloggers dab on
Floggers.
Vloggers dab on corpses in the forest.
I occasionally enjoy, as a bit of a guilty YouTube pleasure, vloggers. Not like Logan Paul.
That's
I
a
mean,
disgusting
really
guilty-
discreet ones like Dad Cubed, which nobody will know about. But really,
Shout out
really
to Dad
just-
Cube. I don't know who you are. Just sponsor me.
Basically, this YouTuber is popular, and so he made his dad a channel, and he was like, you know what? Why not? And you know that kind of thing. I'm just like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We need to make Comrade Sergey a channel.
Yeah. But I'd say my favorite commentary channel is I flip-flop a little bit. I've always liked Pyro.
Pyro cynical.
Pyro can stay unless he plays it as a joke, he can stay pretty concise and to the point.
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. He makes his points. He gets them out there, and he's got that right amount of memeage.
I think Donkey does a beautiful job of
Donkey
doing
isn't
his
much
job.
of a commentary
He's a
channel.
game.
He
game
does
commentator.
commentary.
Channel. He's like not quite a commentary.
They're not
He's a game. Like,
reviews.
there's a different. Like,
It's borderline
commentary
commentary.
channel is where like you like kind of it kind of taking its own, like any channel can be commentary technically, but like Donkey is more game review and like game industry stuff, like closer.
There
to
is definitely some
clo-
commentary,
yeah, but
though.
it's closer to what Jim Sterling does. In
Jim Sterling being who?
he's the guy that got sued by a company that made an asset flip a few years back. He's kind of like really deep into like industry crap.
I love that the company made enough money off the asset flip to sue somebody.
Yeah,
about
they made like a Resident Evil like Doom asset flip thing.
Oh, great!
And then he
that
reviewed
would be
it,
Lovely.
called it awful, and they sued him. And they lost, and of course they lost.
Yeah, wouldn't that okay? Just
sued
think
him
of
for
this
copyright
concept. Wouldn't that be
infringement.
crazy if there's a company that sued anybody who even just put a video of their game, like Nintendo? Cough.
Nintendo is
Cough. That's so stupid. We
Nintendo-
should make
Stop.
a whole. I'm not gonna go into
Stop.
that. But I
Ninten-
hate
I
that
like
so
Nintendo.
much. but oh, you can't make commentary videos
Stop!
on our games. What the heck is
There-
that?
To be
Like
fair,
that's ludicrous.
to be fair, it depends who you are. Like, if you're somebody like a Chugga Conroy, who's been like since 2008, this is his 10th year. He hasn't been struck down by Nintendo once, and he's done only Nintendo games.
Well, that's
for
probably
10
because
years.
Nintendo's okay with him.
Yeah, but he started in his basement in high school doing Earthbound, and they didn't strike him down.
Earthbound? You mean
Yeah.
the game Earthbound?
Earthbound,
Yeah.
yeah.
You mean that 2D
Yeah, it's the
Terraria
RPG
type
one.
thing?
Not
No.
Terraria type. It's like
It's pre-Undertale.
it's way pre Undertale.
No, I'm
like,
saying it's Undertale pre-Undertale.
It's like a Terraria interplanetary thing.
Nah.
It's
I almost
an
bought it on
RPG.
sale.
It's an RPG. It's great, and honestly, like it's like the most of the great indie game mega hits have at least been slightly inspired. Where, for example, creator Lisa, Austin Jorgensen has stated that like not Undertale, because Undertale came out after Lisa. Earthbound is
You
his
gotta
favorite.
keep mentioning that.
Earthbound is his favorite game.
You know, Undertale
and he was
started like 6 years before it was released as a Kickstarter. So as
6
much as you
years? It
say
was like
Lisa was released before, that doesn't mean
Lisa
it was a
was
concept
released
before
like
it.
pretty
Was Lisa
the
a single creator behind it?
single creator, like completely
Okay,
single creator.
that's become a bit of a cliche thing now.
No, but Toby Fox had at least like a team, like a very small team.
Yeah, but he
of
tried to make
assets.
most of the game on his own,
But Austin Jorgensen did 3 games by himself.
completely by himself.
Yes.
And one of
He
them,
probably had his
one of
parents'
them,
support.
No, first it was like a Yume Nikki fan game. Like basically a
Oh,
fan
I
game,
love
like
that
kind of
when they start as fan
like a
games.
Yume Nikki, like sort of half fan game. It was heavily inspired by Yume Nikki. Second one was kickstarted because apparently there was interest in it,
Yeah.
and then it was very quickly developed because he just needed like the money to fully finish it.
I love
And
it
then
when
later
fan
he
games
expanded,
turn
like he
into
made
that.
like a DLC expansion thing, but it was sort of like the third game in that trilogy. That while most people didn't like that it answered all the questions, well,
Yeah.
I don't think in a series like that.
Well,
the
don't
the-
play it if you don't
Speaking
like
of games
The
answering
themes-
all the questions,
The themes are too direct in
the,
Lisa to avoid with mysteries. Like the themes are just too direct to.
speaking of answering all the questions, the new FNAF game has answered 99.9999999% of the questions.
Yeah,
I
leave them.
feel like it shouldn't
Is
have
there
gone
a
as
new
far
FNAF
as
game?
it's.
When did that
Freddy
come out?
Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator.
It's. I don't feel like it should have gone anywhere near this far. Like FNAF should not
No,
have gone.
I didn't know there was a new game.
No.
I thought the last game was like a year ago.
I enjoy the FNAF lore. I wouldn't say I enjoy the games.
I've
I enjoy
watched
the lore.
tons of theory videos,
The lore,
and it isn't
I feel
capturing.
like I feel like it isn't even like Scott Cawthon making his lore or anything. I feel like he puts just enough in every game to make theories run loops and write his story for him.
Exactly.
Or
No, that's
notice
what I
that
kept
every
thinking.
single theory you've seen online has essentially been incorporated into the books and everything. Like bits of every theory. Like yeah, the first theory was like, oh yeah, the children were murdered and everything, and then that's the main theme. Right, like Matt Pat's theory about how the children are being murdered and everything. This turned into this. Like one theory led to another, and they basically wrote Scott's story for him.
Because Matt Pat's new video on the new game, I actually watched Matt Pat play through the
There's
game
no
on GT
theory.
Live.
There's no theory to make. It's over. Everything is explained.
Well, part 1 is explained. He's
No,
making
but
a
it's like no, but like I
Of
don't get.
course.
It's all explained because it's like, oh, who is the orange guy? And it's like that's kind of answered. Like
Orange guy.
Orange guy is the purple guy. But
no, but it's like technically the guy behind the cassette tapes. Like it isn't like it's explained in the books.
William Afton.
I don't get why we're explaining this. It's like I don't see like Scott Cawthon tied up all the loose ends and he's not making anything else because I feel like he would agree that he let this go on for way too long. It's already been 4 years.
4
It's
years,
been almost 4 years.
and they're still releasing games.
Well, this is the last
This
one.
is 8.
This is 6.
6, 8, same thing. The
I don't
point-
get why that's an argument.
Why is this an argument?
it
there
6
shouldn't
or
be
8?
There shouldn't be 6.
There shouldn't be one.
No, 1 is fine because like 1 is
Well,
like
trying a new concept in video games,
one.
sure.
One
that's okay.
was like sort of a new concept, but it kind of like
2, they just took
Did you
one and they're
know
like,
that
hey, we
the,
can make more stereotypes.
Did you know that the reason he made a game around animatronics was because
Christianity ruined horror games.
No.
Confirmed.
because what he did was he
used to
made
make
video
Christian
games,
games.
before.
He used to make Christian games, right?
Yeah, but
and
the thing
somebody
was-
said that one of his bears, like one of the models. in
No,
his
the
games-
game reviewers said that he was bad at making games, bad at art because all his characters looked like animatronics.
Yeah, specifically
So
like one
he-
of the bears
so he's
called
like-
Freddy in one of the games.
Yeah, so he's like, you know what?
I can go one further.
Fine, they are animatronics, and then he did it.
He said that he could go one further in creepiness, and he made it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I remember being in grade 6, and
I still hated the game because like there's nothing like there are horror games that like thriller games like they're so good, right? Like
I remember
that kind of
being in
keep
grade
you in
6
suspense.
and seeing Five Nights at Freddy's,
there's
and
FNAF.
my little sweet child soul was terrified for my life.
To be fair, it's not like the models. Like the models, like sure. Oh, look how detailed they are. It's something ugly being thrown in your face with loud noise.
Okay.
I think it just went for too long. I remember grade 6. I had friends who were really into the lore. He got me into it. I quite enjoyed watching a couple theory videos.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's some interesting
it got
stuff.
way too
But
lucrative.
4 years? How has it gone that I didn't know a new game had been released since the one where
Well,
he's in
that's
his
like-
bedroom?
Ironically,
Again,
the new
I
game-
understand it's going on for a long time,
new
but then
ga-
again, there are shows that go on for 10 years after the story's wrapped up.
Yes,
Yeah.
but those are shows where they can still make money. This
Just
is,
like
and
this
I-
is a game where they can still make money.
There are a couple
Yeah, but
shows
this
that
is-
seem to go
this
too
is
long, but
something
they
that
end
merited
them
one
beautifully,
game.
which makes it worth it.
Yeah.
But my issue with like FNAF is that like especially 6, like this new one, it has more gameplay, more variants, more everything than any other game in the series, and it's free.
Yeah.
Which brings into question the fact that why we were suckered into playing.
Because
into
no,
paying-
what he's
no,
doing
we
is he
paid-
made
we-
this game
we paid
to
$10
tie off all the loose ends to end the series. So he's making it free so that
Fine.
everyone can get the end.
Does it tie it off, or does
It
he want to
does.
make another partial tie-off?
No,
Here's
it-
another mystery.
No, it ties it off.
Because if it does, then I'm very happy with this.
No,
Yeah.
but
You know,
it does.
it's-
He's
but
tying it
but
off.
The issue is that it's a bigger game than anything else. It's costs $10 and it costs $0, and every other game costs $10. So basically, you've been suckered into paying $50 in total for the one game
Because
that is less than freeware.
Yeah.
Like stuff like Yume Nikki, which was an RPG Maker freeware game, like completely free, had more content, and it cost less than
There's
FNAF.
no argument that FNAF has lack of content.
but the new game,
It's free and it has less though.
Yeah, that's the point, because he's tying off loose ends. That's what he's
There's
doing. This
more.
game doesn't exist for gameplay. It exists to finish
But
the
it has
story.
more
Because
gameplay.
people become so interested in
Yeah,
in
he
the
just
story.
wants to unveil, do his grand finish, his grand finale.
But it brings in the question.
And I'd say
it still
if you
brings in the
don't know
question.
what we're talking about, go watch the game theories on it. Go watch all of them. They're
Don't.
all really good.
No, it's not worth the watch. Watch like the last 2 or 3.
Well, if you
'Cause,
like,
if you watch the first one to now, you'll from like the first theory to now, from every theorist like Treesicle and stuff.
not all theorists, I'm saying watch the game theory ones
Yeah,
because
but even then, you can see how game theory has helped Scott write his elaborate story that
I'd
allowed
say
him, that
even-
allowed him to sell 5 of the
even if
same
you're not that
game.
interested, watch. They're a good watch. But leading up till now,
He
he
sold
just
5 of the
released
same
his
game.
his part 1 of the final theory that explains it, ties it all together.
Sans is Ness.
We're not talking about Undertale or Earthbound. How does that tie in any way?
Because it's game theory.
You know, I
You can-
disapprove of that whole part 1, part 2 thing because he's just fishing for more views.
No, because he makes 20-minute videos, right? It takes
You can make
You can make
look
the
at
same-
our videos.
You can make the
But
same
no, because
point.
he scripts everything.
Yeah, you can make the same point.
So
to-
it takes him up to 100 hours.
I don't mean he doesn't deserve the views, but he
But he
does
takes-
get more.
No, no, no.
views
What I'm
by-
what
he
I'm
can
saying
summarize
is
the point because he spends most of the time treading through the story, where it's like he basically like for the first part, it's either like a tiny bit.
it
like, oh,
makes
it's-
sense to me though. What he's doing is
no, because here for it's a tiny
instead of waiting 4 weeks for theory, give us part 1, part 2 at 2 weeks so that we have a little bit to go on that we can think about it.
I
That
think what he conducts himself with the series, because usually he either goes over like the source material, everything, like this is everything to do with the theory. He retells us what you came to the video already knowing, right?
but he does it in a way that helps all the people who
Yeah,
didn't
but
know.
it takes 20 minutes, and that's
It's a good excuse.
like I feel it's a good excuse because he just goes like, oh, we're gonna get the theory in the next part, but you need to listen to this, and then you listen to the whole thing, and you've already been fooled out of 20 minutes and ad
you know
revenue.
what I don't like?
And there's
with
nothing you can
game
do
theory?
about it. You can't get that
I
time back.
love game theory, and you know what? I'm gonna keep watching them regardless of what they do. But
Wait until they find a dead body in the forest.
yeah, but they did plug their merch quite a bit in the new theory.
Personally,
That was
haven't
five.
watched
That
them.
was
They
5
spent-
minutes.
He spent a
That was 5 minutes.
Yeah. He spent at least 5 minutes at the beginning plugging his merch and another 1
At
minute
the beginning
at
of the video.
the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plugged his merch at the beginning.
Yeah, 'cause
And to
like,
be
oh,
cool, and to be fair, it was very cool merch.
Nah, I
But-
feel like it's gonna fall apart. I don't even. He didn't get the right sweatshop.
No, my favorite YouTuber doesn't actually plug his merch at all. I only know it exists because I look through his description once and I'm like, oh, it's there. He sells mouse pads with really ugly pictures of him and stuff.
That's incredible.
That's incredible.
I know.
We-
But
we gotta
there's
do
two
that.
ways. There's two ways to do it. There's that way, which I think is admirable, or there's the PewDiePie way. Buy my $3.99 chair. But can you do this?
Yeah, but that's good. It's good merch. It's good merch.
That's
It's
good
not-
merch
it's
that-
not
and he's made-
It's not sweatshop merch, and it's comical. Like it's not quite.
Because it's not
It's
plugging
not
his
quite
merch.
like-
He's making a joke out of the people who plug their merch while
Yeah.
plugging his merch
It's
at the
also
same
what
time.
like
you know.
I like iDubbbz did something great with the sheet merch, where it's basically a parody of like Supreme.
Yeah.
In a sense, and like
It is
notice
very
how
well.
notice how many other YouTubers jumped on, including Tana Mongoloid, who it's just like the same design as Supreme, but with like a word or like a
Yeah.
keyword. iDubbbz did that, but the joke is like you're a sheep for buying the hoodie or buying it, right?
Yeah.
Like he
So
makes
he's making
the
fun
pe-
of his audience.
He makes fun of his audience and the people who buy the Supreme merch.
Yeah. On that note, we will never make fun of you, but that does mark the end of episode 3, my podcast. Of the
my podcast.
My
It's
podcast.
I want a double.
yeah, of the I Am
Shay,
Chair podcast.
You want a double, but you'll always be single.
You've already made that joke.
Yeah, but it's I don't. To be fair, if you put it in twice, nobody's gonna notice because nobody actually listens to the whole thing.
That marks the end of the I Am Chair podcast.
Like they'll
Podcast
only
the
listen to it
painful,
once.
and we hope to see you next time. Thanks for
No, we
listening.
don't.